Hey, what's up, guys? Sebastian here. Beautiful Tuesday afternoon out here in Budapest, Hungary. Definitely one of my favorite cities so far. Um, and I know I've been MIA for a little bit, so I thought I'd just put together this quick video. I was just in the gym, great session, hopped in the sauna right after. There's really nothing quite as refreshing as getting in the sauna when it's kind of cold out there and then stepping out and just feeling good. But I was thinking about what prevents people from starting their businesses. Like if you think about it, you ask anyone out on the street here, why don't you have a business, right? Why don't you have a lot of money yet, right? A lot of people will kind of take offense to that question and they don't want to answer it, or they'll give some kind of lame answer like, oh, well, I don't know how to, and so on and so forth, or I don't have any money, I don't have any ideas. It's all excuses. But it makes you think like, okay, when you're starting out, what do you have to establish? If you get just very granular on the ingredients that are required for you to even know what the steps are to start your business and get some clients in the door, well, you need a niche. You need to define who you're going to work with. You need to figure out what you're going to sell those people, what kind of service or products you're going to do. And then you have to determine a way to actually get in touch with these people, get your message in front of them, whether that's through cold calling or content or DMs or emails. And so the question then becomes, first off, because everything else is downstream of who you're serving, who you're working with. And admittedly, this is a problem that I had for a really, really long time. And I know that a lot of people out there struggle with it too. They overthink it. They are searching for the perfect niche, the perfect audience, market, group of people to work with that are going to have money, that they're going to love working with, that they're going to be super easy to sell, all that. And the reality is that there are definitely some niches that are better than others. Like you're not going to target people who repair VCRs because that's just like not a thing anymore, right? If you're a 90s kid, then you know what's up, or before that. So you have to think to yourself, okay, first off, choosing a niche, is that a decision that is reversible? Because in life, there's basically two types of decisions. There's the one-way door, like you decide to end a marriage, and that's really, once you walk through that door, there's really no walking back in. And if you do, you're kind of dumb. And then there's the two-way door decisions, where you can walk in, and what happens on the other side is pretty inconsequential, to the point where you can actually just walk back out and choose a different door. So choosing a niche for your business is a two-way door decision, a two-door decision, if you will, right? You can start working with chiropractors, you can start working with med spas today, and you can give it a good run for a month or two. And let's say you don't get any clients, you give it your absolute best effort, you don't get any meetings, and you don't get any deals across the line, and you're all depressed and sad. Well, don't be, because, okay, you probably learned a hell of a lot about how to actually reach out to people, get responses, and at least learning what works for you and watching a whole bunch of YouTube and so forth in the meantime. So can you reverse that decision? Not exactly, right? You can't take all the time back that you gave up for it, but you can pivot and say, all right, cool, so that didn't work out. We know this doesn't work, at least not for us. So we're going to pivot and we're going to do something else, which is completely fine. You have full permission to do that. And the funny thing is, if you don't get it the first time, chances are the second, third, fourth, fifth time, your chances of actually figuring it out, are they going to be higher or are they going to be lower? Do you already have experience, or are you in the same spot as you were when you first started? Of course not. You have experience. It's going to help you. So that brings me to my next point. Is it actually better to just choose a niche, choose a service, and get out into the market and start drumming up some business, start doing some outreach, creating some content, sending out emails, whatever it is you decide, whatever, you can choose multiple channels as well, which I recommend. Is it better to just do that imperfectly and then maybe land a client or two and get some traction? Or is it better to just wait around and do research and keep thinking and hoping that you're going to stumble upon the perfect niche just any day there. Like if you take the same guy, but you put him in these two different scenarios, which guy is going to come out on top? Who's going to make more money faster? Obviously, it's the guy who's chosen his niche and who's already taken that imperfect action, as opposed to the guy who's just stuck researching on YouTube, on X, looking up all these different gurus and thought leaders and just trying to piece everything together so he has this perfect plan. It doesn't exist. It's what keeps so many people trapped. And it's also why you see a lot of people out there who really aren't that smart, but they're making more money than you are. So take that as a, maybe a kind of harsh piece of advice, but it is the truth. So hopefully that helps you. And if you want some help in determining your niche and getting your own business started up, and even especially on the sales side of things, then you should join my Telegram group. It's free, it's always going to be, and I give you a ton of advice in there that's working for me currently. And I'm not gatekeeping. I'm not like a guru who is going to tell you to join my school group and then upsell you and all that stuff. But if you do want coaching, then that's something that we can discuss, and I don't just take anyone for it. So hopefully this helps you, and I hope you have a great rest of your day.